Hello there and welcome to the Liverpool versus Arsenal Community Shield preview. It's going to be our first competitive game before the Premier League season kicks off, and it's going to be a good game, I think. I think it's going to be a good game for both teams. I really do. I think it's going to be a good one in terms of whether you want to look at it just as a pre-season game or something like that, or you want to look at it as a chance to kick off the season well with winning something, even though it's only the Community Shield. That could, honestly, if Arsenal win this game and win the Community Shield, it's going to be like they've won the Champions League, the World Cup, and everything all put into one. You know exactly that's what it's going to be like. But I think it's going to be a good game. There's going to be maybe a good couple of changes for both teams. The preparation for Arsenal is probably going to be a little bit more. I don't know if difficult is the right word. It might not be difficult in the slightest, but they will have, I think their last competitive game was sometime at the start of August, like the 1st of August, somewhere around that time in the Europa League. Or was it even Europa League? No, I think it was probably the FA Cup, wasn't it? Yeah, never mind. And then they're going to be preparing for this game. They may not have had much time to actually prepare, having players go off on a break and then come back, prepare, have whatever training sessions that they're going to have. They may not have had a great deal of time to get back together. You never know how that's going to affect a team anyway, whether it's going to be positive. Sometimes it could be a positive. Maybe they had, they can refresh a little bit, come back in, it's not too intense, whatever. Maybe it could have a negative effect in the fact that they won't have had that much time to prepare, get themselves ready for it. But hey, we will find out what happens when the Community Shield game comes around anyway. Now, what I want to do is look at Arsenal's last lineup when we last played them. It was in the 2-1 defeat that we had when we played away. We were playing away to Arsenal. We actually kicked off that game quite well, played the whole game quite well, made some really... Van Dijk and Alisson both made some uncharacteristic mistakes. But that happens. It's one of those things. I take losses pretty well. I take losses a lot better than a lot of people. Let's just say that anyway. I'm not saying that I'm better or anything like that, but I just take losses like it's a pinch of salt, whatever. It happens. Everybody loses at some point. It's just one of those things. So their lineup for that day, they lined up in what was a 3-4-3, and it could change and evolve, or whatever you want to use. It could change mid-game to however they wanted to. If they wanted to have that, you could go to a back five. If you wanted to, you've got options. They had Martinez in goal, who had a blinder of a game that day. Rob Holding, David Luiz, Kieran Tierney, they were the centre-backs. I assume that will change with the signing of Gabriel Magalhaes, but we will see what happens with that one there. They then had Cedric Suarez and Bukayo Saka as like the wing backs, or like the wing forwards, whichever way you want to put it. Torreira and Xhaka in the midfield, and then the front three they had that day was Reiss Nelson, Lacazette, and Pepe. Nelson and Lacazette getting the goals for Arsenal that day. Now, there are probably going to be a couple of changes in this lineup for Arsenal. If, their new signing, has he even actually been announced, though? Because I know a lot of friends of mine that are Arsenal fans have been going on, and a lot of people online who are Arsenal fans as well keep saying that they've got Magalhaes, but I actually haven't seen it announced. So I don't actually know if it is announced. I don't even know if he will be playing in this game. I don't actually know that. I really don't. So you could potentially see a similar lineup to this, but I've only just realised that while I'm talking about it, that it hasn't actually been announced and confirmed that Gabriel has actually signed for Arsenal. I don't know if they have any other options. I don't know if anyone's coming back that they might use. Maybe a Mohamed El Neni or something like that. I don't know. I really, really don't know. Now, I want to go back and look at the team that we had on this day as well. Alisson in goal, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino, and Mane. And there's a lot of good ratings on this one as well. The only ones that were pretty bad was Salah with a 6.3 and Alisson with a 5.3, which isn't very, very good at all. Now, there's going to be different changes in this one, obviously. Obviously, Oxlade-Chamberlain isn't going to be fit. I expect to see the likes of Curtis Jones in this game. I want to see Ryan Brewster or Ryan Brewster play in this game. I want to see him play in this game. I want to see him start up front. I want to see. I don't know if a change of formation could be something that we do. I doubt it very much because you don't want to, do like a Pep Guardiola in the Champions League and throw a new formation out there. But I want to see Brewster getting a chance in this game. I really do. I think he's going to be one of those guys that you put him in front of goal, he will take his chances. And I think you've seen that over our very short pre-season that we've had. But we've had much more preparation time by the sounds of it than Arsenal have had. We've gotten to see glimpses of these players and I'm impressed with what I've seen. Depending on fitness levels, we could see Simicas start at left back. We never know what could happen there. Obviously, Robertson is world class, best left back in the league in the world. I would say a lot of people will contest that and say Alphonso Davies, who is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I think Robertson's got it at this moment in time. Probably is a little bit biased, but that's just what I think. But you could see Simicas come in and play this game and see what he can do in this game. There's going to be options from the bench as well. Not like a pre-season game where you can make wholesale changes, but there's going to be options. But I think a lot of people would like to see Simicas play this game against Arsenal, against a Premier League team, and to see what he can do against a Premier League team as well. Get him tested in a Premier League sort of match as well. Other changes that could possibly happen, we haven't seen Trent Alexander-Arnold this pre-season, so maybe Nico Williams will be setting in to that right back position. That could also be something that happens, and I've got no problem with that whatsoever. Curtis Jones, I'd love to see him starting. I'd love to see him playing in the midfield, especially with Oxlade-Chamberlain and Henderson not being ready for this game either. I would also like to see, obviously, I think Mane and Salah will be the guys that start on the wings. Firmino probably will start, but I would love it to be Brewster. I really, really would. Or if we're going to go for a couple of other changes, some maybe different options, Minamino has done himself really well, I feel, in pre-season. He's looked very, very sharp, very energetic, very just quick off the pace, very good close control, very good at trying to set up chances, looking for chances, trying to set up some through balls and things like that. I think that he could also be a very good key player in a game like this against Arsenal, who obviously, yes, they scored 2 goals against us when they beat us 2-1, but we absolutely dominated that game. We just couldn't put it in the back of the net. That is also why I'm going to come and circle back round to Ryan Brewster, because I feel that he's just going to be clinical in front of goal. Whenever he's given a chance, given an opportunity, I personally feel he will do it in front of goal. I don't care about his age. I think it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're good enough, age doesn't matter. And I think that he could stake a claim by getting a start or getting a good chance against Arsenal. And I'd like to see it happen. I really would. I'd love to see it happen. Obviously, we'll have the likes of Milner. Maybe Milner could play in midfield as well because he was very good in pre-season. And then you get like a Fabinho, Milner, Curtis Jones midfield there. You get that leadership that Milner brings. That obviously Henderson won't be on the pitch or anything like that, won't be involved. But having Milner there, that could actually be really, really key for us to help win those midfield battles, driving that ball forward and helping the new lads also. Simicas and the young lads get settled in as well. Other guys that you could see in this game, the likes of Harvey Elliott seems to be getting some game time in pre-season, and I'd like to see that continue as well moving forward as the season goes on. But all I'd say about the Community Shield is it's an important match in terms of where we're going to be like at this moment in time before the Premier League starts again as well. Winning the Community Shield, it's nice. It's definitely a good way to sort of start off or kickstart the season, if you'd like, against other Premier League opposition. It's not the be-all and end-all to win or lose it. So if Arsenal win it or lose it, it's not going to define their season. If Liverpool win it or lose it, it's not going to define our season. We lost against Man City last season in the Community Shield, and it was just one of those things. It was just, it's just not. It wasn't really a problem for us, especially in terms of the Premier League, because we obviously went and won the Premier League. For me, I always think and believe that Liverpool can go out and win any game that we take part in, And I think that we can go out and win against Arsenal. You just don't really know what sort of Arsenal are going to turn up. Like, if they go with a very, I don't know, like an energetic or Aubameyang down the middle or something like that, I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, they've got Willian as well, so that will give them some options on the wing where they could actually put, Nicola Pepe, Willian on the wings, and then you could have Aubameyang down the middle, which would actually make him much more dangerous than having him on the left-hand side. If you got Aubameyang down the middle, he's one of the most clinical strikers in European and world football as well. So that would actually be a really dangerous proposition, I feel. And Arsenal, despite all the memes that get made about Arsenal and everything like that, and people that like to take the mick out of Arsenal and stuff quite easily, they are a dangerous team. They're going to be horrendous to come up against, and a really tough opposition as well. Very tactically different to what they've been under Wenger, to what they've been under Unai Emery, and even Ljungberg for a little bit before they actually got Arteta. But Arteta's Arsenal will be tactically different. Seeing them being able to get wins against the Man Cities, seeing them be able to get wins against Chelsea as well and win the FA Cup. They're capable of making games difficult. They don't always have to be on the front foot. They don't always control possession like they used to, but they've seemed to have found a way of getting themselves in front of goal and being clinical. And that's no mean feat, with obviously having the likes of Lacazette and having the likes of Pepe, and obviously the most obvious one is Aubameyang. Stopping those guys is going to be really key, or limiting their chances is probably the best thing, because once Aubameyang gets on his bike, there's not going to be much stopping him. There really isn't. So I'm looking forward to the game. I really am. I don't really mind what happens, winning or losing. I, heart of hearts, will always want Liverpool to win every single game that we play. Whatever it is, whether it's a pre-season game, a Champions League game, a Premier League game, whatever it is, I want us to win. I believe that we can win. I would like to, as I said before, I'd like to see the younger lads getting a chance. I want to see Ryan Brewster getting his chance up front. And maybe it's going to be a sticking point for me as well that people might get annoyed with, or as people like to say, have an agenda in support of Ryan Brewster. But I don't think anyone could argue and say he doesn't deserve a chance to sort of start, especially after the lack of goal scoring that we've had from Firmino in this last season. Firmino's a fantastic player, and goal scoring doesn't define him, and getting assists doesn't define him. But having someone that is clinical in front of goal, I think that could be very key, could be a big difference maker. Obviously, Brewster could make a difference from the bench as well. Massively could make a difference from the bench, and that's a really good option to have as well. So, score prediction. I am going to go for 3-1 to Liverpool. I think that obviously we are further along in our pre-season, our preparation as well. And while we did look a little bit tired and tired legs, heavy legs against Salzburg, I think that game was sort of a perfect game to get you prepared for coming up against Arsenal. Arsenal that might press, and they're not going to press as hard as Salzburg did, because they were doing some insane pressing in that game. Really, really ridiculous pressing. I think that we will be able to cope with Arsenal's pressing, their tactics. They might sit back off us as well, which could open things up. I think that Liverpool could have a good game here. I really do. And I'm hoping that we have a good game as well. Obviously, there's a chance that we couldn't. There's obviously always going to be a chance that we could lose this game. And that is just one of those things that we would have to accept. But I think that Liverpool can go out here and get the win. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for Liverpool to kick off what is going to be our 2021 season. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think should be starting for Liverpool in all positions? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, should have said this at the start of the video as well for those that haven't made it this far, but we managed to hit 300 subscribers. Now, it's not a massive number compared to a lot of other YouTube channels. I am a slow grower. It's just how it's going to be. I'm not going to change making videos how I do. This is just how I do them. It's me and you. We talk about stuff, and we try and be positive about things as well. But I want to thank you all so very much. It actually really did bring a really big smile to my face just to see 300 subscribers. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't, you know, mean I get like adverts or anything like that on the channel. But it really did bring a really big smile to me during a time where actually having to wear a smile has been very few and far between lately. So thank you all. So genuinely, from the bottom of my heart right to the top of it, thank you all very much for any of your support, for even just watching a video, leaving a comment, liking it. If you share anything, hey, that's totally up to you guys, and I do appreciate every single one of you ever so much. Let's hope that we can have a good game in the Community Shield this weekend against Arsenal. It's going to be a good game, I think. I don't think it's going to be like a bore draw. I don't think it's going to be... I think there's going to be goals in this game. I really do. Definitely going to be goals. It's going to be like a good, fast, hectic game. I can't wait. It's just like, it feels like it's been forever since competitive football. Like, it really does feel like it's been forever, and it's been less than a month. I'm pretty sure it's been less than a month. So, thank you ever so much for watching this video. Please do get your thoughts and comments in the comments box below as well. And I hope that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, it's very, very rainy where I am at the moment. And me, oh, I absolutely love the rain. The sound of the rain, it's just so relaxing. And also, I just like it being cold, wet and rainy. I'm not a sunny person. It's just who I am. I hope you're having a good day, good night, wherever you are. Thanks ever so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you later.